Hello everyone, welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you news of proposed new taxes coming from Sacramento, the local jail status, an overview of this week's City Council meeting where the proposed casino will once again be up for discussion, today's KZGN Talking Points editorial, weather, sports, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News Crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Winnick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. Today we open with yet another proposal by Sacramento about new taxes being proposed. State Senator Fuller has made a request for people to provide their inputs about a new tax being proposed by Governor Brown and state Democrats. First, she is asking people to take a survey to provide your input. The web address is real long, so we'll show it as I give this report. Here's her statement. Representing you in the state Senate is an honor, and I'm always grateful for your input. That is why I'm hoping you can take a few moments to continue to share your thoughts with me on our roads, highways, and gas taxes. For years, California politicians have diverted transportation money away from highway and road construction and maintenance. This lack of foresight is impacting needed investment in our transportation system and could result in delays or cancellation of local construction projects vital to local transportation needs. This is unacceptable, especially when reforms could help ensure our government can invest in these needed projects without asking us taxpayers to pay more. Californians already pay the 5th highest gas tax in the nation, but plans to raise our taxes even higher have been proposed in Sacramento. Before even considering asking us to pay more, it should go without saying that the government should first improve how our tax dollars are being spent and give us confidence in the system we are funding. Take these two examples as to why we need to reform our transportation system. A recent highway report compared our country's state highway systems. California ranked toward the bottom, 45th out of 50, in overall highway performance, despite spending nearly 4 times more than the national average for the same 1 mile of highway construction. The California State Auditor recently released a report on California's Department of Transportation, which generated this headline from the Sacramento Bee. California Auditor, Caltrans road work open to waste, fraud, and abuse. Share your thoughts on this by clicking on the link and answering the survey. If you didn't get to write it down, because it is a long address, go to the KZGN website at www.kzgn.net and we'll have it there. I took the survey and it just took a couple minutes. It's worth the time for sure. Wednesday evening, the City Council will hold their regular meeting. It will be held at City Hall at 6 p.m. After last week's special town hall meeting, the subject of the new proposed casino will be on this week's agenda as well. Here's a summary of the main items on this agenda. First on the agenda, they'll consider a proposed action to approve renewing the Landscape and Lighting District. They'll have resolutions initiating proceedings for the levy and collection of assessments for Landscaping and Lighting District. They'll accept and approve the engineer's report, and finally declare its intention to levy and collect assessments for the Landscape and Lighting District. This action sets the time and place for the public hearing. Next, the Council will consider approving a resolution adopting and reaffirming the City's annual statement of investments and delegating the authority to make such investments to the City Treasurer. Then the City Council will consider approving a resolution calling and giving notice of the holding of a general municipal election to be held on Tuesday, November 8, 2016, for the election of certain officers. As required by the provisions of the laws of the State of California relating to general law cities, there is called and ordered to be held in the City of Ridgecrest on Tuesday, November 8, 2016, a general municipal election for the purpose of electing 2 members of the City Council for the full term of 4 years, and 1 mayor of the City of Ridgecrest for the full term of 2 years. Approval of this item sets in motion the soon-to-start local elections. I have to note that I got my sample ballot Friday. I noticed our supervisor, Mick Gleason, will be unopposed for his re-election, so there will be no supervisor election for us here. However, this November's elections will be extremely important. And finally, the most important item on the agenda. The Council will continue discussion and respond to questions raised at the April 27th Town Hall meeting regarding the proposed Tashimba Shoshone Tribe development of a new casino within the City of Ridgecrest. This will be another opportunity for we the people to provide inputs. What would be beneficial would be for the council to create a list of pros and cons to the project. Make a PowerPoint chart listing those points. Then everyone will be able to see the main considerations the council will use to make their decision. And maybe, just maybe, we will get a chance to hear from the council their thoughts and questions on the project. Their silence of offering any comment has been weird. Well, let's remember that the Kern County Sheriff is still planning to close the Ridgecrest Jail. This decision will impact Ridgecrest like no other city in the county. Once again, we are the stepchildren of Kern County, and it appears no one is flexing any political muscle to stop it. It is reported that Sheriff Youngblood has told the city to put up $300,000 or the jail will be closed. I asked Mick Gleason some time ago what can be done about this. In a nutshell, he told me that there's little he can do. He said the sheriff is an independent agency. He can allocate funds as he sees fit. No other city in Kern County will actually have their level of officers on the street affected like Ridgecrest will. Again, pay attention please. No other city in Kern County will actually lose officers from the streets almost daily. They won't get hit like Ridgecrest is getting hit. And this is all in a shift of funded jail positions here to other unfunded positions in Bakersfield. Netting no real cost savings, none. Just a shift of positions from here to there. It will have a significant cost to us, but beyond the cost impact, it is our safety and the officer's safety. Again, we usually have 2 or 3 officers and a watch commander available handling calls for the service. We arrest over 1,000 prisoners per year. And you realize there's only 365 days in a year, right? Simple math averaged out shows about 3 arrests per day, every day. So ask yourself, if we are losing at least an officer per day from our streets while they are now going to be out of town transporting prisoners to either Mojave or Bakersfield, who's at risk? We are. Every one of us has our personal safety in jeopardy. This will be the topic of today's Talking Points editorial coming up in a few minutes. Speaking of criminals, have you seen the latest numbers on the release of criminal illegal aliens? Well, the statistics have recently been released. Since 2013, 19,723 convicted illegal alien criminals have gotten out of jail, were released back into our country without being deported. These were not all low-level criminals, folks. They included hundreds of murders, rapists, assaults on police officers, burglars, carjackers, and various other crimes. These are real criminals, bad people. These are not the best of the illegals. These are the criminals. The head of ICE was recently questioned in Washington. She had no good answers for the releases. She tried saying each release is considered on a case-by-case basis. Well, the congressman questioning her asked, in a case-by-case analysis, what would make it okay to release murderers and rapists back onto our streets? She sat there dumbfounded. So this administration continues on the course of harboring illegal alien criminals in our country. Now stay with us. After the break, we'll have the KZGN Talking Points editorial. Thanks for staying with us. Now it's time for the 140th KZGN News Talking Points editorial. Here's today's topic. Is anyone doing anything to stop the local jail from closure? But first, a couple comments from my last editorial titled, What was your thoughts on Wednesday night's council town hall meeting? Karen provided these comments. I'm interested in knowing if there is an overall type of people who keep running off potential new businesses. Also, when I worked on the base, the number one question new hires asked me is, what do you do around here? I could only suggest places out of town, including the casino in Bishop. Many of these people left town every weekend. And lastly, it's not fair or feasible to stop a business from coming here because of moral reasons, as not everyone believes the same. That's why we have government laws and city ordinances. I personally think using personal morality as a reason to stop a business should never be considered. And Karen closes with this. Your write-up is excellent and answered a few questions I've had for a while. Thanks for your comments, Karen. I'll answer your questions best I can. First, I know of no organized group that fights growth of the city. However, I do know that there are some people that do not want to see any growth. And that is their right. As one that has been in office before, most of the time projects are proposed that some object to. It is a group of people with common interests that get together to object to a certain issue. There is little organization between them unless there is a topic that brings them together. As far as base recruitment and the issue for what is there to do here, I too was involved in recruitment at times when I worked on the base. I too had to be clever in how I talked about Ridgecrest and its surrounding areas for entertainment. But by clever, I meant that I was honest and provided all the advantages to a small town and the surrounding available activities within about a 3-hour drive, such as skiing in Mammoth, high country hiking in the summer, off-road four-wheeling, Death Valley, camping along the mighty Kern River, and all sorts of outdoor activities. If a person likes outdoor activities, this is a great place to live and raise a family. And often I was asked about how far we are from Las Vegas for all the entertainment they have there. Now, today's important topic. Public safety is anyone doing anything to stop the local jail from closure. Well, while lots of people are arguing about a new casino, let's remember that the Kern County Sheriff is still planning to close the jail. This decision will impact Ridgecrest like no other city in the county. Once again, we are the stepchildren of Kern County, and it appears no one is flexing any political muscle to stop it. I repeat, it appears none of our elected officials are doing anything to stop this outrageous decision. It is reported that Sheriff Youngblood has told the city to put up $300,000 or the jail will be closed. This is extortion, and our supervisor appears to be doing nothing to stop it. I asked Mick Gleason some time ago what can be done. In a nutshell, he told me there is little he can do, except to return the money cut. He said the sheriff is an independent agency. He can allocate the funds any way he sees fit. Well, if I was the supervisor, I would let the sheriff know that I would not accept the draconian cuts he has recommended concerning public safety sacrificed in my district. I would let him know that I will be talking to every paper, radio, and TV station in the county telling these people about this public safety risk decision. That if he doesn't reinstate the jail, I would advocate to hit his department another $1 million every year and that the jail is closed and the sheriff continues to endanger the public safety for the people of Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. If the people have to take a hit that is unmatched by any other city in the Kern County, then I would advocate cuts that will be shared by other cities in the county. Again, the fact of this is clear. No other city in Kern County will have their actual level of officers on the street affected like Ridgecrest will. Again, pay attention, folks. No other city in Kern County will actually lose officers from their streets almost daily like Ridgecrest will get hit. And this is all in a shift of funded jail positions here to other unfunded positions in Bakersfield, netting no real cost savings, none. Just a shift of positions from here to there. This is purely outrageous. It will have a significant cost to us. But beyond the cost impact, it is our safety and the officer's safety. Again, we usually have 2 or 3 officers and a watch commander sergeant available for handling calls for service. We arrest over 1,000 prisoners per year. And you realize there's only 365 days in a year, right? So on average, we may arrest 3 people per day. And now the point of today's editorial topic. What is being done about this? I hear nothing from Supervisor Gleason fighting this. I hear nothing of our mayor and city council fighting this. All our elected officials are just rolling over and surrendering to the sheriff? Is our mayor and city council so concerned about politics that they will not willingly publicly fight against this terrible decision? Where's the newspaper headline saying, Mayor Breeden criticizes Sheriff Youngblood's decision? Where's the TV news interview or the mayor or council members voicing their displeasure with the cuts? For the record, I know Sheriff Youngblood. I like what he has done as our sheriff. I like him as a good person. But Donnie, I have to disagree with you on this one. With all due respect, I implore you to reconsider this decision. None of the cuts you have proposed has resulted in any other city in Kern County having to lose officer support for hours every day. You appear to have singled out Ridgecrest and your own officers serving in the Indian Wells Valley. Why? I agree that all areas need to share in the cuts your office has to eat as a result of the supervisor's decision. But affecting the number of officers we have on the street is not an appropriate cut. I know Chief Strand is making plans on how to deal with this problem, but the plan will still affect our safety and budget. We shouldn't accept this quietly. In conclusion, hey Supervisor Gleason, hey Mayor Breeden, hey Council Members Sanders, Acton, Thomas, and Maurer. Where are you folks? What are you doing to fight this closure? Back in February, I stood at the podium with hundreds of others telling the sheriff this decision is wrong. I haven't seen any of you join the fight publicly. Are you fighting for our safety or not? I'm Tom Whitnick, and that's what I think. I'd like to know what you think. If you have any comments about this editorial, or would like to discuss or recommend the topic, I'd like to hear from you. Please email them to info@kzgn.net. Thanks for staying with us. Now here's Lane with the weather.
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, a slow-moving low-pressure system will bring rounds of showers and thunderstorms from the middle Atlantic to the southeast U.S. over the next couple days. Some of the storms could be severe, especially over the southeast. Locally, heavy rainfall could pose a risk for flooding of low-lying and poor drainage areas. Temperatures across the nation. Carolinas at 68, Georgia at 72, Arkansas at 65, Northern Texas at 71, Arizona at 86, and Los Angeles at 66. And for us locally, tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 59, east-southeast wind 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 86, south-southwest wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 56, southwest wind 10 to 20 miles per hour. Thursday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 76, southwest wind 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Thursday night, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy with a low around 54, southwest wind 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 74, south-southwest wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, a 30% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 54, southwest wind 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 15. And Saturday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 76, south-southwest wind 10 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tom.
So that's the news for today. Also, KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay tuned for Ridgecrest Talk coming up next.